हरि ओम नमस्कार। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। My worshipful homage to Param Gurudev Sri Swami Shivanand Ji Maharaj. My pranams and worshipful homage to Gurudev Swami Chidanand Ji Maharaj. My reverential pranams at the feet of Paramahamsa Pragyanand Ji Maharaj, Param Pujya Swami Varadanand Ji Maharaj. My heartfelt greetings to Dr. Larry Greenfield and my regards to Sri Saroj Das Ji. And I do my pranams to all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Today is a very auspicious day. It's the Buddha Jayanti day. And this is the day that Lord Buddha was born as Prince Siddhartha. And also this is the day was the birth of Buddha when he became enlightened. And only today I discovered that that was not enough. Even Lord Buddha left his body in this day. And today also happens to be the date of birth of Paramahamsa Hariharananji, Guruji of Paramahamsa Pragyananji from the Kriya Yoga lineage. So there are so many auspicious coincidences, and as if it was not enough, 73 years before on this day, Swami Chidananji, who was known as Sridhar Rao in his pre-monastic life, he arrived at Sivananda Ashram in Rishikesh on 1943 and had the first darshan of his Guru, Swami Shivananji, on this very day. So there is a lot of divine coincidence today, and we are all very blessed to have been graced by great saints here, and the blessings are flowing from all around. So let us rejoice in this blessing. And I would like to say a few words about my Guru Swami Chidananji's life and teachings. As Swamiji would always say that the ultimate aspiration of every human being is to become the divine being, endowed with infinite divine consciousness. It is to show that we can attain to this consciousness, and having attained, how we may live a life of light and blessedness, showering bliss, radiance and peace upon all, that saints have come upon this earth since the dawn of creation. The ultimate, with their wonderful, ultimate and peculiar power, they inspire all those who come into the magnetic circle of their divine presence. Whenever in our struggle to tread the path, we feel faint, we are discouraged, depressed, or we lose confidence in ourselves, then the shining example of these saints comes to us as a flash of living inspiration to wake us up again and fill us with fresh courage, fresh confidence, and fresh energy to go onwards. Saints are the personification of blazing purity. They are compassion incarnate. Their life is simple. Their ordinary daily actions are characterized by courtesy and kindness. Above all, they are the embodiments of uniform continuous goodness. They are examples of absolute truthfulness. The idea of causing even the last harm or pain to even the tiniest creature upon earth is simply abhorrent to them, and they cannot think of it even in their dreams. This is exemplified in a very famous story from the Vedanta, how a saint, happening to be on the bank of a river, espies a scorpion being carried away by the current. There is no hesitation, no thought. Immediately he stretches out his hand and brings the scorpion out of the water. And the moment he was doing this, the scorpion stings him and is made to drop it in the river again. And without hesitation, letting it go to the watery grave, the saint picks it up again, and the scorpion bites him again. Again another saint, but the saint does not desist from rescuing this ignorant creature, and he succeeds over several attempts, and in the process getting stung several times. When someone standing by observed the strange scene and queried why the saint could not have left the ungrateful creature to its fate, he gets the calm and dignified reply, "Brother, the scorpion is but manifesting his nature, and I am manifesting mine. It is its dharma or nature to sting, and it is my dharma to serve." This is the special point which we have to note about the life of the saints. The leading spiritual luminaries from time immemorial have ever striven for the transformation of man's life here on earth from a state of animalistic quest after the constant appeasement of his lower sensual appetites into a state of higher and nobler aspiration and a loftier seeking after the attainment of the sublime eternal values. They have dedicated their lives to the task of endowing the human being with a loftier vision and inspiring and enthusing him to earnestly endeavor for the achievement of ethical and spiritual perfection, which is true and worthwhile goal of man's life on this earth. And one such true and inspiring representatives of this legacy of spiritual luminaries was Sri Swami Chidanandaji Maharaj, the illustrious successor disciple of the sagely Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh. To bring about the recognition and an acceptance of the spiritual purpose of man's life, to reinstate the moral law and a consciousness of moral values, to guide modern men and women everywhere through a life of practical idealism towards a harmonious and integral unfoldment, and to admonish and to exhort and urge them to live in willing conformity with the universal ethical standards. Such were the noble qualities and tasks carried out by this saintly man of wisdom. To this task he had dedicated himself. His work was dynamic. Ceaselessly and tirelessly this holy man of God had kept himself at this sublime mission. During his lifetime, he had sustained the spirit of humanity with his heartening and rousing message of strong positivism, intense spiritual optimism, hope, and active endeavor to spiritual attainment. Though he lived a very simple life, yet he had entered into the life stream of humanity. The force of his teachings, the inspiration of his idealistic life, and the magnetic influence of his powerful personality had come to be felt as a living, transforming presence in the lives of men and women who came in contact with him. His presence was felt as a saving grace and a redeeming power in our frustrated lives, racked by the uncertainties and insecurity of this precarious period. The people of today's world, like us, from all walks of life, high and low, found in him a humane philosopher, a man, though uncommon, yet possessed with a kind of common sense, sympathy, and deep understanding of not only our inward spiritual problems and intricate mental conflicts, but also of our simple and practical daily difficulties, as well as the intimate personal problems of our daily life. Having been guided by him in private as well as in public affairs, people had acquired a new vision and learned a simpler technique of harmonizing the claims of the world of matter, in which they lived with the eternal inner call of their essential spiritual nature, the unfoldment and perfection of which is the great task man here is to achieve. By coming into contact with the spiritual luminary, even hard matter-of-fact men of action have had light thrown upon the affairs of their lives and the secret revealed to them of adhering to the path of virtue and righteousness. When truthfulness, selflessness, honesty, purity, moral rectitude seem to be fast vanishing from human society, the gentle and persuasive but insistent and persistent message of Swami Chidanandaji had replanted in the true life of man through his simple universal concepts. Gurudev Swami Chidanandaji's entire philosophy and outlook is based upon his direct spiritual realization and the resultant deep and unshakable belief in the Supreme Being that governs and guides man's life here. Thus, when in solving our problems, he spoke to us, his words enter into us, and we found our spirit quickened, insurmountable obstacles become simple to surmount, what was difficult becomes easy, fears and misgivings vanished, doubts that had risen sank and disappeared in a sea of faith, and weakness that was felt in the heart a moment ago was replaced by an upsurge of inner strength. We felt both lightened and enlightened. Such was our Gurudev Swami Chidanandaji, who was throughout a friend and a helper to all of us who served him personally and tens of thousands of people. He was a hard taskmaster in every way, though he was also a loving father and mother to every one of us, simultaneously with his firmness in his subjecting the disciple to a rigorous training together with parental care and affection. He is our sympathetic consoler, sage counselor, who is enshrined in the hearts of many as their mentor in their lives in matters moral and as their spiritual guide and master. Gurudev Sri Swami Chidanandaji succeeded not merely to hold aloft in both hands the banners of religion and service, but to live and to teach the identity of these two human ideals as a single frame of the soul's march to perfection. The celebration of his 100th birthday anniversary is to us all an obvious occasion to pay our homage and gratitude to the great culture of India, whose vital spirit pulsates through the veins of its saints and sages, and a noble example of which was our Gurudev Sri Swami Chidanandaji. He always reiterated, "Wake up at dawn each day to salute the universal being. Bow down in adoration unto him before you start the day. Go through the day serenely, full of happiness and contentment. There is nothing to condemn in this world. Change your angle of vision. Forgo a grudge, forgive an enemy. Stop anxiety and smile gently unto yourself. Feel that the whole world is the manifestation of the Lord, and you are serving the Lord in all these names and forms. Convert life into yoga. God walks with the simple, reveals himself through the sufferer, gives understanding to the noble, and keeps his grace from the haughty. So renounce ego, cultivate virtues, and be free. Keep the mind always calm and peaceful. Be the conqueror of your mind, the subduer of your desires, and a master of your destiny, for you are the master." Thank you very much.